Hello everyone, hope everyone's doing well. If you hear humming in the background, that is my AC because it is still summertime. I feel like nobody's ever distracted by that besides me, but I'm just letting you know. Usually I like to record when it's like completely quiet, but um, I've been out today and the AC's been on. And honestly, I feel like I look cute. I haven't worn this shirt in like a while. You know, my hair is doing a good thing. Got my jewelry on. So I feel like the time is now. So yeah. So today, I'm going to do a video about my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Like per stop, this is the list. I did a favorite movies like poetry video before, but I didn't really rank them. That's gonna change today. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Let me see. I gotta fix one note though, because of course I did not put in the date for my last one for some reason. So I'm just doing it now. And because I was so happy I finished this last night. I did everything I was supposed to, and then I get into my note and I see I forgot something because nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? Big step. Okay, so I'm going to talk about honorable mentions, but I'm going to talk about it at the end. But here's number 10. The movie is called But I'm a Cheerleader. The genre is satirical romantic teen comedy. It was directed by Jamie Babbitt. It was released July 7th, 2000. Also, spoiler alert, even though a lot of these movies are very old, there's one movie from the 70s. Yeah, one movie from the 70s, one movie from the 80s. The other ones are like early 2000s, so I mean, hey, you got time. You had time to watch them, I guess. So, I'm going to read the synopsis and I'm going to go to the cast. So, it's about a character named Megan Bloomfield, a high school cheerleader whose parents sent her to a residential inpatient conversion therapy camp to cure her lesbianism. So, yeah. It stars Natasha Leone. I hope I said her name right. As Megan Bloomfield. She's the main character. Clea Duvall as Graham Eaton, who is like the love interest for her. RuPaul Charles as Mike. Y'all know RuPaul. He is the son of a character played by Kathy Moriarty as Mary Brown. She's like the leader of the conversion camp, and her son is supposed to be straight, which, if you watch the movie, clearly, I mean, it is a conversion camp, but he's like pretending. But I feel like when I watched the movie, he wasn't really doing a great job at pretending. And then Megan's parents are played by Mink Stoll as Nancy Bloomfield and Bud Cort as Peter Bloomfield. So, I limited myself to 2 sentences because I like to ramble about why I love these movies so I can keep it focused. So, why I love this movie. I love the color scheme of the movie, and I think it is such a cute story of love and acceptance as an LGBTQ person. I put as people, as LGBT plus people, but I feel like that didn't sound right now. I'm reading it. Person. And I also think the movie is so fun, and you'll have a great time watching it because I had a great time. I just thought this movie was so cute and like, I don't know. It's just, I know it's like kind of campy and stuff. Obviously, it's about gay and lesbian people, but it was really fun. So, in my original video with my favorite movies, I did acrostic poems, so I'm doing it here. And of course, the poem for this movie is called Cheer. So, if you don't know what an acrostic poem is, you like use a word and you use each letter of that word to spell. Sometimes you can do spell out one word and then keep going down and it makes a poem, or you can do sentences. I did sentences, so. Choosing to accept myself for who I am, however anyone else feels about it, especially bigots and naysayers. Everyone is not for me, but you are the one for me. Recognizing that we are meant to be makes me fulfilled and happy. I thought I'd do a little rhyme at the end. So, the next, I don't know if it's going to be controversial, but I know some people from Memphis said they didn't use the right accents. I'm not from Memphis, but this is one of my favorite movies at number 9, Hustle and Flow. It's a drama. It was directed by Craig Brewer. It was It's released July 22nd, 2005. It stars Terrence Howard as DJ. He's the main character. Anthony Hamilton as Key. He's like a producer that helps DJ. Tara Manning as Nola. She's one of the sex workers that works for DJ. He's the pimp. Taraji P. Henson as Suge. She's also another one of his workers, I'll say. She's pregnant for most of the movie. DJ Quills as Shelby, who I think is also another producer. They have a funny line in the movie where, so DJ Quills is like the only white person in this movie. And so DJ, Terrence Howard as DJ is like, he's white. And then Anthony Anderson is like, no, he's just light skinned. One of the many iconic lines, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ludacris is Skinny Black, who is like a rapper that DJ admires. And it's important to the story. That's why I don't show some of these casts are really long, so I don't tell everybody, but I tell like the most important people. Because there were other people that were included. Paula J. Parker as Lexus. She was a mean hoe, literally. Estelle Neal as Yvette. That was Key's wife, and she's like real church going wife. So she got these two prostitutes in her house, and they make her uncomfortable, pretty much. So it stars Terrence Howard as a Memphis hustler and pimp who faces aspiration to become a rapper. So there you go. Why I love it. I just love the rawness and the grit of it. I love all his girls were unique and served different roles for his success, especially Nola. So Nola, actually, DJ Quills is not the only white person. Nola is also white. She's played by Tyra Manning, who was a white woman. And it's so funny because she has braids, and like, I don't know, I liked her look, but now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, the white girl is on that screen with braids on. Okay. But my favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes in the movie, Lexus tells her that she looks like her hair looks like a wet mop, which I mean, hey. But yeah, but Lexus is like the mean one, and she also doesn't believe in DJ, so. But yeah, I recommend watching it. It's been out obviously a long time. So my poem I wrote is called Nola. No one will ever hold you down more than me. Once a bottom girl, always a bottom girl. Looking out for you, always and forever, until you get back home. So, spoiler alert, he gets arrested because Skinny Black, he gives him his tape, but Skinny Black, like, pees on it, or throws it in the toilet and pees on it. So DJ gets mad, punches Skinny Black. I'm not sure why he ain't run, but maybe it was like, they called the cops real fast. I gotta watch it again. But yeah. Nola goes out there, she works for him, she does what she gotta do to help him out. So yeah. So at number 8, one of a few, I think, there are gonna be a few musicals. Yes, yeah, this is gonna be one of 3 musicals. And number 8 is Hairspray. It was a musical romantic comedy. It's directed by Adam Michael Shankman. Released July 20th, 2007. The cast, this is a long cast, but I'm gonna go through. So the main character is Tracy Turnblad. She is a plus-size woman, teenager. Sorry, she's played by Nikki Blonsky, and she has aspirations to be like a dancer and stuff, despite her size. And her mom is John Travolta as Edna Turnblad, of course in drag. I think that when I looked at it before, I think that was like what they did for this play, and specifically it was like a running thing that they did, even from like being on stage. So yeah. And Amanda Bynes is Penny Lou Pingleton. That's Tracy's best friend, and she falls in love with another character named Seaweed. We'll get to Seaweed in a second. Christopher Walken as Wilbur Turnblad. That's Tracy's father. So Queen Latifah plays Motormouth Mabel Stubbs. She's a radio DJ. She hosts Negro Day on the Corny Collins Show. The Corny Collins Show is like I'm trying to describe it. It's kind of like a Soul Train, but like white, basically. And like they have a scene where they literally steal the songs from the Negro Day and use it with the white women, and it does not sound good. I just want to let y'all know that. Zac Efron as Link Larkin. He is like, so Amber is a character that's like Tracy's rival. So he's her boyfriend, and he's a lead dancer on the Corny Collins show. And Brittany Stokes plays Amber Von Tussle. So I think her mom like works at the station. I didn't put her in because I was like, but yeah, so she's a skilled dancer. No. Whoops. She's a lead. Where am I? I skipped a bunch of places. Yeah, she's the lead female dancer on the Cody Collins show. Oh, I just realized I skipped to Zac Efron. No, I have Zac Efron twice. That's why. You should always proofread your stuff. That's why I was confused. Okay, now we're getting to Elijah Kelly as Seaweed. Jay Stubbs, he's Mabel's son. He's a skilled dancer who teaches Tracy some dance moves. And, of course, he falls in love with Penny, which her very religious, like, racist mom does not like. And she also, like, tries to shelter her. But I would just say, I'm going to give you the synopsis, but go and watch it. It's, like, great. Okay, so, it's set in 1962 Baltimore, Maryland. The film follows the pleasantly plump teenager, Tracy Turnblad, as she pursues her stardom as a dancer on the local television dance show and rallies against racial segregation. So why do I love it? I love the wardrobe. I love the progressive message. I love the music and the dancing. It was so great. Especially the black gals. Because we do everything better. But I did like Tracy. And I also think Seaweed and Link were so fine in the movie. And I was never really into Zac Efron before this movie. LOL. This is the only time I've ever really liked Zac Efron. I've never seen any of the High School Musicals. And even if I've seen parts of them, it's not like I was like, oh my gosh. But in this movie, Zac, he was looking real different. He was looking real fine. Okay. So the poem I wrote is called Love. Loving whoever you want, no matter how you look, overcoming the trials and tribulations that may come your way, vicious people trying to tear others down to make themselves feel better, but karma gets them every time because hate can never truly win. So yeah. So this next two ones, I feel like some people are not gonna like it because they are traumatic movies. I'm not gonna lie. Number 7 is Queen and Slim, and let me show y'all. I have it right here, Queen and Slim. I'm gonna put that in the thumbnail. But yeah, I'm proud of dad for this movie. Okay, it was directed. It's a romantic road crime drama. It was directed by Melania Matasukas. It was released November 27th, 2019. I feel like that's the most current movie that's gonna be on this. If I lied, I didn't mean to, but I think it is the most current. So I'm just gonna tell you who Queen and Slim were. So Daniel Kaluuya, that man is just so great. He was Ernest Slim Hines. Joey Turner-Smith as Angela Queen Johnson. Well, she got into the whole Will Smith thing. Everybody who got into the Will Smith train, who went up against Will Smith, got dragged. So she got herself dragged. But anyway, so here's the synopsis. The film story centers on a young couple, the two main people, Queen and Slim, who go on the run after killing a police officer in the heat of an argument as a self-defense during a traffic stop. So yeah, it just talks about their journey. Why? And I hated the ending. I'm sure you could probably guess the ending, but I hated the ending. I hated it. But the rest of the movie, I loved. I understand because Melina and Lena Waithe, I think Lena Waithe was like the producer. They talked about it because I obviously have the DVD, so I listened to the commentary, and I hated the reason they gave. I did, but I would say go watch the movie. I'm sure you can probably guess what happened. But why do I love it? I love the dynamic of Queen and Slim throughout the movie. I love that we got two dark-skinned love interests. I wish, of course, they weren't on the run. They could just fall in love, like just cause. You know what I mean? I also love the scenery as they were on the run, and the costumes were so great, especially at Uncle Earl's house. So Uncle Earl is also a pimp. So yeah, and the clothes they have on this cover, I'm pretty sure. No, no, yeah, they did get it from Uncle Earl's house, but I I love this movie. The ending, of course, I was like, why? They explain why. If you want to look it up, if you want to look at the commentary, if you want to get it and listen to that commentary, yeah. But the poem is called Run. Ready to risk it all with you, under the watchful eyes of the stars. No one else I'd rather be with for all eternity. So yeah. In my movie, the ending would have been very much more happy. Even though, I mean, I guess technically in the movie they became cultural icons, but still, I don't like that. But anyway, let's get to number 7. Another dramatic movie. I mean, that was number 7. Number 6. So getting up on the list. Precious. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. And it is very sad and dramatic. It's a drama movie directed by Lee Daniels. It was released November 6, 2009. It was stars Gabrielle Sidibe as Clarice Precious Jones, Monique as Mary Lee Johnston, yeah, Precious unemployed, profane, and abusive mother. That's how they described her. Paula Patton as Miss Blue Rain, Precious's alternative school teacher. I'm not gonna read. I copied this from Wikipedia, so it has like a block of like other stuff, but I'm not gonna do it. Read that. So Mariah Carey as Miss Weiss, Precious's social worker who supports her during her struggles. So the synopsis is, it says that this is Gabrielle Sidibe's first movie, which it was, who portrays a young woman struggling against poverty and abuse. It's like the most simplest way they could describe it. So why I love it. I love this movie because even though it was traumatic, every main actress did a wonderful job portraying their characters. I believe that Mary could be envious and evil. I believe that Precious could succeed in life and give her kids a better future. And I believe Miss Weiss was really trying to help Precious, but was overwhelmed by the revelation she heard. So, the movie above this one in the top 5 kind of has similar letters for the poem. So I basically on the book. With the book was called Push, and I would highly recommend it because it's more detailed, and also like in the movie they have all these other characters like the class. We don't really get to know about them, but in the book, in the back of the book, you get to read all of their stories. So everybody writing their life story for the class. And I'm gonna make one comment. The teacher, Blue Rain, in the book is like a dark skinned woman, and then they got Paula Pattinson. Why? Precious is dark skin. Monique, I guess Monique is like brown skin, but still, I'm like, y'all couldn't try and stick to the book. That was my only issue with that. So the poem's called Push. Put your best foot forward. Do you understand how powerful you are when you set yourself up for better? And hard work can be hard, but you make it look easy. Another thing in the book, it shows like Precious learning, like, you know, she's learning how to read and like write better. And she has poems in it. It's just so. I like the movie, obviously. It's in my top 10. But the book, I read the book right before I went to go see the movie. I made sure, y'all. Sometimes I don't do that, but I did it for this one. And yeah, I recommend both. Go and read it, the book, and then watch the movie. Great. Both are great. Okay, top 5. So I have 3 movies in the top 5. Let me tell y'all, this was kind of hard to put all the information in. There's a lot going on. I did not do the cast for these movies because I'm gonna be honest, I was lazy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. All right, so number 5 is Beauty and the Beast, Princess and the Frog, and Moana. And just to show you how obsessed I am, I even have like these little magnet dolls. This is Tiana. And then this one's Belle. And then I'm just kind of obsessed with Disney princesses in general. My friend gave this to me. But I couldn't pick just one. Like, I was just going to do Beauty and the Beast by itself. But I was like, I also have 2 other favorite ones. Because, of course, I got to put the sister. And then Moana. She's an independent queen. So I put them on. So the genre is like pretty much the same except change a few like adjectives. So, Beauty and the Beast is an animated romantic fantasy comedy. Um, Princess and the Frog is the same except it's an animated romantic fantasy film. It's an animated musical romantic fantasy. But just replace fantasy with comedy, so everything else is the same. And then for Moana, just replace fantasy with adventure. So that's what they are. So the director for Beauty and the Beast was Gary Trousdale and Kirk Wise. And this confused me because I was like, wait a minute, are these the same? They have the same director for Princess and the Frog or Moana is Ron Clements and John Musker. Beauty and the Beast was released November 13th, 1991. I was just born. Well, I was like a month old. A little over a month. And then Princess and the Frog was released December 11th, 2009. And Moana was released November 23rd, 2016. So this is the second newest movie on this list. Synopsis, I just explain them briefly. So Beauty and the Beast is about, if you don't know, I'm sure everybody knows, but basically she gets captured, technically her dad gets captured by the beast of the town, and instead of like having her dad captured, she gets captured, and then, they're trying to break the curse and make him fall in love, so that, I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking about it, I think that everybody besides the beast was tired of being in furniture, and they were like, listen, we're gonna make these two people fall in love because I'm tired of being a couch or whatever I am, or a candle. Like, set us free. That's basically what it's about. Princess and the Frog is about Tiana. She's a cook. She has her own restaurant. I'll be honest, I haven't watched it in a while, even though it's my favorite. I forgot how she turns into the frog, but she has to kiss her true love to stop being a frog, basically. So going to be unbeing a frog. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's about. In Moana, she's trying to save her island, so she has to go on an adventure and help. I'm not gonna say it right. The island's name is like Fifi. If I said that right. I know this. I'm talking about this is my favorite movie, and I don't know how to say the words. But yeah, she goes on an adventure to try to save her island. So she has to like appease this island to help her island. So there we go. Why do I love these movies? I love that for the most part because Belle is on the list. Women were not looking for love or trying to find a suitor. Like I said, also Princess and the Frog. I mean, she does have to find true love too. It wasn't her main goal at first. She was just living her life, having a restaurant, doing the thing. These women were all independent and self-reliant, and I think they all are great role models as Disney princesses. Of course, we now know Belle has Stockholm syndrome. That could be a whole other discussion on its own. But for the most part, I mean, Belle, she liked to read. She was independent. She wasn't chasing no Gaston throughout the town. You know. Tiana, like I said, she had her own restaurant. She had her own friends. She was living a life. You know what I mean? Moana, she was literally not thinking about a man. She was trying to help her village. She was out there doing the thing for her village. She wasn't thinking about nobody. So, yeah, I think they're pretty good role models. So, the poem is called Princess, of course. I was going to do Precious for Precious, but I was like, oh, I just did PR one. And then I was trying to do, like, less obvious ones as I went down. Because I started from, like, number 1 down. But it is what it is. So it's called Princess. Prim and proper is what you were told to be, but rules are meant for breaking. In your case, you never back down from a challenge. You only excel at whatever it is you put your mind to. You get everything you ever need. You get everything you ever need. I think that's what I was supposed to say. You get everything you ever need and succeed in every goal you make for yourself. Surely you are worthy and know your worth. So yeah. Alright, we're getting to the top 4. So this is a Christmas movie. Like I said, I don't think I have enough Christmas movies to make it on my own, like top 10. Because I like my main ones are this one and like the Grinch, like the original cartoon one. I do like the animated ones, I'm not gonna lie. They're fun too. So this is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's a Christmas comedy. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's directed by Jeremiah S. Shakik. I hope I said his name right. It's released December 1st, 1989. I wasn't even born. But me and my mom and my ex-stepdad, we used to watch this every Christmas. So I just love this movie. So it stars Chevy Chase as Clark W. Sparky Griswold Jr., the patriarch of the Griswold family. Beverly D'Angelo is Ellen Griswold, that's his wife. Juliette Lewis is Audrey, that's the daughter. Johnny Glick as Russ, he's the son. Miriam Flynn is Katherine Johnson, this is Ellen's cousin. Randy Quid Johnson is Eddie Johnson. He's Catherine's husband, so like their cousin-in-law, cousin. He brings his whole family, uninvited, of course, and unannounced at that. Cody Berger as Rocky Johnson, that's Eddie and Catherine's son. Ellen Hamilton Latzin as Ruby Sue Johnson, Eddie and Catherine's daughter. So, here's a synopsis. It's based on a short story, Christmas 59, that was published in National Lampoon. It tells the story of the Griswold family spending Christmas vacation at home with their relatives in the ensuing mayhem. Which it is pretty crazy, like everything that goes on. Why do I love it? I love that Clark just wants his entire family to be happy. He wants his entire family to have the perfect Christmas, but crazy things happen to foil his plans. Also, it's very relatable of him being mad he didn't get a raise he expected, but a Cheese of the Month Club. Because, Month Club instead, it seems like the same thing still happens to corporations today. Shaking my head. So basically, Clark thinks that he's gonna get this great bonus. And so it's not the end, but it's like towards the end. And he finds out he just gets a Cheese of the Month subscription. No money, no dinero, and he rightfully goes crazy. I would too. You got a family with 2 kids, and their house is a pretty decent sized house, like a big house. You gotta pay the bills. You giving me the Cheese of the Month Club? Yeah, I'd be mad too. So the poem is called Vacation, which this one was nice because I already wrote it. The other one, a lot of the other ones I had to make up, but it was fun, you know. Various family members around to celebrate Christmas with food and wine, and good tidings with tool and glitter, but inevitably, someone does everything on Christmas Day, and it makes it so no one else can truly have good cheer. Because he did do everything, honestly. And they kind of bullied that man, I'm going to be honest with you. But anyway, that is what it is. Alright, now we're in top 3. 3. This one is another controversial. As far as the casting, I totally get it. But it's Memoirs of a Geisha. I have the book, even though I just said you should read the book before you see the movie. I did not do that. I'm still reading the book technically. It's an epic period drama. It's directed by Rob Marshall. It was released December 9th, 2005. It starred Zi Yi Shang as Chio Sakamoto, and then her geisha name is Sayuri Nita. Suzaka Ogo as Young Chio. I'm gonna skip these ones. I don't know why I put them, but I put them. I think I was lazy from the copy and paste. But Ken Watanabe as the chairman, Ken Iwamura, who is like Sayuri's love. She really loves him. Michelle Yeoh as Mameha, who is like her trainer. Gong Li as Hatsumomo. I love Hatsumomo. She was I'm not gonna ruin everything, but I thought she was a bad, you know what? I loved Hatsumomo. So she was like another geisha at the geisha house where Sayuri was, but she was like older, so it was kind of like a rivalry going on. Koji Yasuko as Nobu, who was like, I think he was like a Dana or like one of the clients, and then the mother of the house was played by Kiyori Momoi as Kiyako Mother Nita. And then they had another geisha who was under Hatsumomo. So Mameha trained Sayuri, and then Hatsumomo trained this geisha called, they named her Pumpkin. She was played by Yo Uki Kudo. They said she looked like a pumpkin, like her face looked like a pumpkin. That's why they called her pumpkin. Okay, so Synopsis tells the story of a young Japanese girl, Chiyo Sakamoto, who is sold by her impoverished family to a geisha house. It's called Nokia. To support them by training as and eventually becoming a geisha under the pseudonym Sayuri Nita. The film centers around the sacrifices and hardships faced by pre-World War II geisha and the changes posed by the war and a modernizing world to geisha society. So, why do I love it? I love this movie because it is so beautiful visually, and I love the story as well. I do say I wish they had gotten Japanese actors, but I also think everyone embodied the characters so well, especially Hatsumama. Even though she's supposed to be the evil girl, I still feel like she was like a hot girl. You know what I mean? She was like the A girl. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So the poem is called Geisha. Very on the nose. Gliding like flowers over water, engaging with customers, whether they are interesting or not. You shine no matter what. From your hello to how you dance. You're graceful and agile. You seem to be perfect at whatever you do, and your beauty always shines through. Alright, we're getting to top 2. Another musical. Number 2. Dreamgirls. We are dream girls more than you. Oh, it sounds like in my head. We'll be there. Okay, anyway. It's a musical drama. It was directed by Bill Condon. Condon? Yeah. It was released December 15th, 2006. It stars Jennifer Hudson as Effie White. So she was supposed to be like Florence Baylor. Like it's supposed to be inspired by the Supremes. So she was like Florence Baylor type character. Jamie Foxx is Curtis Taylor Jr. He's supposed to be Barry Gordy Jr. Beyonce Knowles, we know Beyonce, as Dina Jones. She was supposed to be Diana Ross. And it said on Wikipedia she was also supposed to represent Jean Terrell and Sherry Payne. Like other girls from the different lineups. And then Anika Noni Rose as Laurel Robinson. She also played Tiana, I'm pretty sure. She was supposed to be Mary Wilson. So, the synopsis is, the story follows the history and evolution of American R&B music during the 1960s and 1970s through the eyes of a Detroit girl group called The Dreams and their manipulative record exec, who was Jamie Foxx. He was not fucking good. He wasn't good at all, y'all. Okay, why do I love it though? I love this movie because it was spectacular acting and singing from the whole cast. Jennifer Hudson, though, she put her foot into Effie, and she was the standout. It was her movie. I love me some Jennifer Hudson, honestly. The poem is called Dream. Daring to dream big, remembering who was always there for you. Everyone may turn against you, but always remember, those who wrong you will be big mad when you finally outshine them. I'm going to ruin the end of the movie. I'm going to do it. When Effie came back and she sang with the dreams at the end, I was like, yeah! It was great. Okay, number 1. I had the DVD somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And I don't think that was my DVD. I think it was my mom's. So, Mom, if you're watching, I'm going to find it. I promise. But this is my all-time favorite movie. Number 1. The Wiz. It's a musical adventure drama. It's directed by Sidney Lumet. It was released October 24th, 1978. 1978. So this is the oldest movie on the list. Yeah. And it's number 1. So the cast is Diana Ross as Dorothy Gale, Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow, Nipsey Russell as the Tin Man, Teddy Ross as the Cowardly Lion, whose name is Fleetwood DeVille. My uncle is also named Fleetwood. That is just so funny. Richard Pryor as Herman Smith / The Wiz, Luna Horne as Glinda, the Good Witch of the South, Mabel King as Eveline, the Wicked Witch of the West. Her dress was so great. It was amazing. I liked all the wardrobe, but I'll get to that. Thelma Carpenter as Miss One, the Good Witch of the North. Teresa Mara as Shelby Gale / Aunt M. and the Stanley Green as Uncle Henry. So those are like Dorothy's aunt and uncle she lives with. Okay, so the synopsis is it follows the adventure of Dorothy, a shy 24-year-old Harlem schoolteacher who finds herself magically transported to the urban fantasy land of Oz, which resembles a dream version of New York City. That does make sense because it does kind of like New York City. It does look like New York City. I think it literally is in New York City. Like they filmed it in New York. But here we go. She's befriended by a scarecrow, a tin man, and a cowardly lion. She travels through the city to seek an audience with the mysterious Wiz, who they say is the only one powerful enough to send her home. Which, if you know, this is based off of the Wizard of Oz. It's just with black people, and it is way better. Honestly, I'm gonna say this: I never even saw the Wizard of Oz until I was in high school. I only ever saw the Wiz, and even after seeing the Wizard of Oz, for me, hands down, of course, it's my favorite movie of all time. It's better, but yeah, but I love it. I love the movie because number one, you can relate to Dorothy more, especially as you get older. Seeing her struggle with her career, and she's more relatable to me than a young white Dorothy on a farm. I could think, especially for us now, you can see like she was like kind of in a dead end kind of job type situation. So yeah. And I also loved all the music, the costumes, and sets. It's just so great. So the poem is called Wiz. Wonders all around, intriguing images and sounds, zealous fashion trends can be found. My favorite scene is the Emerald City. If you never watched The Wiz, go watch it right now. So I do have some honorable mentions. 5 honorable mentions. Black Panther, Edward Scissorhands, Sucker Punch, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and Matilda. So, I think I have all of these except for, like on DVD. I have all these except for Black Panther, I think. But yeah, of course I gotta put Black Panther. Maybe one day I'll do a Marvel movie once I catch up on all of the 45,000 Marvel movies, because you gotta watch one in order to understand like the rest of them. But I really need to catch up. But yeah, those are my top 10 movies. I hope you all enjoy this video. Let me know what's your favorite movies. Next week I'm gonna do the horror version. Some of these might be controversial again. But yeah, hope you all enjoy that, and I will see you all next week.